31 Atlas, the comet that has scientists watching closely. How bright can a comet become? You might imagine a faint streak across the night sky, visible for a few weeks before fading into darkness. But in 2024, astronomers spotted something unusual. A comet designated C/2024 G3 Atlas began brightening far faster than expected, hurtling toward the sun on a trajectory that could make it one of the most spectacular shows in years. Or it could disintegrate entirely before reaching its peak. Right now, scientists watch and wait, instruments trained on a frozen visitor that's never been this close to our star before. But what makes this comet so special? And why does its fate hang in such dramatic balance? At the edge of our solar system, far beyond Neptune's orbit, lies the Oort Cloud. Here, trillions of icy bodies drift in darkness, remnants from the birth of our planetary system 4.6 billion years ago. Occasionally, a gravitational nudge sends one plummeting inward. These are long-period comets, making their first journey toward the sun in millions of years. Comets are dirty snowballs, chunks of ice mixed with rock and dust, typically just a few kilometers across. Comet Halley's nucleus is only about 15 kilometers long. Yet when heated by the sun, these frozen bodies transform. The ice sublimates, turning directly from solid to gas and creating a glowing coma that can swell larger than Jupiter itself. Solar wind pushes the gas into a blue ion tail stretching tens of millions of kilometers. Sunlight sweeps dust into a separate yellowish tail. Together, these tails can reach over 100 million kilometers, all from an icy nucleus you could walk across in an afternoon. Step up to the Sungrazer family, comets whose orbits bring them dangerously close to our star. Most vaporize completely, torn apart by tidal forces and extreme radiation, but occasionally one survives. Comet Lovejoy in 2011 shocked astronomers by emerging intact after passing just 140,000 kilometers above the sun's surface, where temperatures soared to 5,500 degrees Celsius. It shed thousands of tons of ice per second, became briefly visible in daylight, then retreated. The Great Comet of 1680 came even closer, producing a tail so brilliant observers reported seeing it in broad daylight. But for every survivor, dozens disintegrate. The sun is unforgiving. Now we reach the comet that has the astronomical community buzzing. C/2024 G3 Atlas was discovered on April 5, 2024 by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System. At first, it seemed like just another long-period comet. But as months passed, something remarkable happened. Atlas began brightening far ahead of schedule. By late 2024, it had reached magnitude 8, visible through binoculars. Then it accelerated. Astronomers started doing calculations, and the numbers were stunning. If Atlas survived its closest approach to the sun, scheduled for January 13, 2025, it could reach magnitude -4 or brighter. That would make it as brilliant as Venus, visible in broad daylight, with a tail potentially stretching 30 degrees across the sky. It would outshine every star in the night sky, except the sun itself. But there's a catch. Atlas is a Sungrazer, and its perihelion brings it to just 13.5 million kilometers from our star's surface. The forces at that distance are extraordinary. Temperatures climb above 2,000 degrees Celsius. Tidal stresses pull differently on the near and far sides of the nucleus, potentially ripping it apart. Solar radiation bombards a comet with energy equivalent to millions of nuclear bombs every second. Atlas is also a dynamically new comet, making its very first passage from the Oort Cloud. Its nucleus has never been tested by the sun's fire. No one knows if it's a solid chunk or a loose rubble pile. If it's fragile, it could shatter days or even hours before perihelion. If it's robust, it might emerge triumphant, blazing across our skies in a once-in-a-generation display. As of mid-January 2025, the world watches.
Here are 15
Telescopes track
concise
Atlas
video
day by
generation
day,
prompts.
monitoring its brightness and structural integrity. Early reports suggest the nucleus remains intact. The comet has already become a naked-eye object in the southern hemisphere, thrilling observers who rise before dawn. But even if Atlas survives perihelion, challenges remain. Its trajectory brings it closest to Earth around January 18th, at about 118 million kilometers away. Visibility will depend on how much material the comet retains after the solar encounter. History offers mixed lessons. Comet ISON in 2013 was predicted to become the comet of the century. It brightened rapidly, generating worldwide excitement. Then, as it rounded perihelion, it disintegrated entirely. What should have been brilliant became a lesson in humility. On the other hand, Comet McNaught in 2007 exceeded all predictions, becoming the brightest comet in over 40 years with a magnitude reaching -5.5. Its tail spread across the sky in dramatic streamers, visible even from light-polluted cities. Atlas sits between these extremes. Its fate will be determined by factors we can't yet measure. The internal strength of its nucleus, the composition of its ices, and the solar activity it encounters during those critical hours near perihelion. Beyond the spectacle, Atlas represents something profound. Long-period comets are time capsules from the solar system's formation. They spent billions of years in deep freeze, preserving materials that built planets and eventually life itself. When comets heat up, they release gases astronomers can analyze, revealing water, carbon dioxide, methane, and exotic compounds. Early observations suggest Atlas is rich in volatiles, supporting theories that comets deliver water and organic molecules to early Earth, possibly seeding our planet with the ingredient for life. For now, the astronomical community remains cautiously optimistic. Some predictions place Atlas at magnitude -5 at peak brightness, while conservative estimates suggest magnitude 0, about as bright as the star Vega. Amateur astronomers have captured stunning images showing a greenish hue from diatomic carbon glowing in sunlight, with a brighter central condensation marking the nucleus. What remains certain is that comets like Atlas remind us of our place in a dynamic cosmos. They connect us to the ancient past while offering unpredictable glimpses of nature's power. They humble our predictions and occasionally exceed our wildest dreams. Whether Atlas becomes a legendary great comet or disintegrates, it has already accomplished something remarkable. It's brought people around the world together, eyes turned skyward, waiting to see what happens next. And in a universe full of wonders, that kind of focused attention is a rare and precious thing.